Okay, in today's topic, we look at the reverse percentage, and the learning objective here is to calculate the original amount given the final amount after a known percentage increase or decrease. Then the two words we look at is the multiplier and the unitary method. But before we can do this, first the student should be able to work out a multiplier. The student will be able to work out a multiplier, and the student also need to know that the whole amount is always equivalent to what? To 100%. Okay, now let's look at this. Here we have method 1 and method 2. This talk about the unitary method, and this talk about the multiplier method. So after solving question, you now decide which of the method to apply. Okay, now in the unitary method we have 3 steps. The first step is to equate the final percentage to the final value. The second step is use this to calculate the value of 1%. And the third step is multiply by 100 to work out 100%. That is the original value. Why the multiplier only has 2 steps? First, write down the multiplier. Second, divide the final value by the multiplier to give the original value. Okay, let's look at this question here. This says that the price of HP laptop increased by 6% to $9,116. Work out the price before the increase. Okay, before the increase, it increased by 6%. Now, since it increased by 6% increase, we know that the whole percent amount to 100%, is equivalent to 100%. So I have 100% plus 6% because it increased. Now, what I'm having is 106%. Now, the first step says equate the final percentage. This is the final percentage to the final value. This is the final value. Okay, so if I equate this final percentage to the final value, I will have this to be 106% gives or represent, that gives, or I can say that represent $9,116. Okay, now the next step says use this to calculate the value of 1%. Okay, since 106% represents this, then 1% will represent what? So we find what 1% will represent. That means the cross multiply, and we have this to be 9,116 divided by 106. So divided, what do you have? Check. Okay, that gives us 86. Okay, that gives us 86. Now the next one said multiply by 100 to work out 100%. So if I multiply 86 by 100, I will have that to be $8,600. So $8,600 is the price before the increment. So this was the price before they now increase it to what? 9,116. Okay, let's look at this second method. Now, since they say that the price of HP laptop increased by 6%, it increased by 6%, I will have 100% plus 6% because it is an increment. So that gives us 106%. Okay, now step 1 says write down the multiplier. The multiplier of this simply means dividing by 100. That's the multiplier. So multiplier of 6, this gives us what? 1.06, because if you divide this by 100, that gives us 1.06. Okay, this is the multiplier. Now the next step says divide the final value by the multiplier to give, okay, the final value is this. I'll divide this by the multiplier. 9,106 divided by 1.06. So help me divide it. What do you have as the answer to that? Okay, that's fine. You can see that the answer gives us what? 8,600. 8,600. You see, so which one do you prefer? For me, I choose this. This is very easy. Once divide by 100 if it is an increment, add by 100 if an increment, but if it is a decrease, minus from 100. Then find the multiplier by dividing by 100. Divide this, that gives you the answer. Very easy. Okay, let's look at one more question here. This says that Abdullah sells his phone at supermarket for 2,550 dirham, making a 15% loss. He sells his phone, making a 15% loss. How much did he pay for the phone when he bought it? Okay, how much did he pay for the phone when he bought it? The original amount or value is what we have. Now, since it is a decrease, it loss is a decrease, so I will have that to be, that gives me 100% minus 15%, and minus it because it is a loss, but if it is a gain, I will add. So if I minus 100 minus 15, check, what did you have? Okay, that's fine. We have 85%. So the multiplier of 85% simply gives us 85 divided by 100, 0.85. Therefore, I will now divide this with 0.85. 2,550 dirham divided by 0.85. So work this out. What do you have? 2,550 dirham divided by 0.85. Check what you have. Give me the answer. That's fine. That gives us 3,000 dirham. 3,000 dirham. You see that? So this is what he bought the phone, 3,000, and sold it at the price of 2,550. So it make a loss. So if you're asked to find out the amount of loss it makes, that means this minus this will give you the amount of loss it makes. So this is how we solve for that of the reverse percentage.